Hi everyone, this is Lance Mohr, your Tampa Bay Realtor. In this video, I want to talk about owning versus renting a home. I know I get a lot of questions from people on what's better. Is it better to own? Is it better to rent? I know this is on a lot of forums. People are always asking this, generally first-time home buyers. So I'm going to go over that in this video. The question, should I own a home or should I rent a home? And then I'm going to give you some shocking information about owning versus renting that a lot of you probably really don't know, especially if you're a first-time home buyer. So a lot of you may think, oh, well, Lance, you're a real estate agent. You're real biased on owning a home opposed to renting a home. But let me tell you, when I bought my first home, I was living in Southern California. I was single. I was 23 years old, and at the time I was in engineering. And I was going to night school just to study up on real estate. And I used to go into the library a lot. So I really looked into real estate. And one thing I noticed, going all the way back to the 1930s, real estate has always been a phenomenal investment. It's always going up. Now, it does go in cycles, so real estate will go up, 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 then it'll go down, down, down. Then it'll go up, 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 then it'll go down, down. So it will move up and down, but it's always on a constant. Now, the two main reasons people buy real estate, or I should say a home, is not for shelter, because you could get shelter in a rental, your parents, a home you own, doesn't really make any difference. But it's really the nest egg for retirement. It's a great nest egg for retirement. And the second reason is the simple fact that you could get tax write-offs, which is great. And when you own rental property, there's even more. Now, there is a reason why investors like Warren Buffett ended up buying Berkshire Hathaway. He bought hundreds of thousands of homes, and why over 80% of all the wealth in the United States is in real estate. So let me go over this own versus rent analysis and give you a good idea. All right, so let me just go over this own versus rent. We're going to go over rent first, and we're going to figure it's $1,500 a month. The rent increase is going to average 3% per year, and that's just sort of inflationary cost. That's actually probably a little low. Renter's insurance of $300 a year. We'll go over to owning, and we'll figure a $190,000 home. Now, that's probably on a little high end for $1,500 a month, but you know, we'll use that for argument's sake, because that's a price range a lot of people are in. Doing a loan of 30 years, 5% down payment at a 4% interest rate. The taxes are based off of Hillsborough County taxes, which is about 2.1%, and it's taking in the deduction of homestead, but it's adding, I added on top of this $1,000 a year for CDD fees, just in case you're in a newer subdivision and it has CDD fees. If you don't, subtract $1,000. Private mortgage insurance of $972 a year, and keep in mind, this will eventually drop off on a conventional loan. Homeowner's insurance of $800 a year. We'll go over buy versus sell. Now, I put in here appreciation rate, 3%. Most of you who own a home know long-term over years, that's very low. But I wanted to use something very low opposed to something that was higher. So sell after 15 years. Again, most people will buy a home and never sell. I mean, they'll sell the home, but they'll buy a home, they'll sell, then they'll buy another one, they'll sell. But we're just using sell after 15 years. The buyer's expense, not your down payment, but your expense is going to be 3.5% toward closing cost. We'll figure the seller's expense 1.5% plus a 6% commission. We'll figure your tax rate is about 25% federal. So we have your bond. If you took the money and invested it in a bond averaging 5% per year, that's what we use there. We go over to the results in this, and this is where it gets a little depressing if you're renting. So you can see the benefits of buying a home and then selling it after 15 years. The difference is $334,819. This is everything, just the breakdown. 30 years, how much you paid for the mortgage, and then this just goes over right here, more of a breakdown right here. over the 15 years, how much you actually paid in the mortgage, the taxes, the private mortgage insurance, how much your tax write-off is, etc. And I will say, I'm not a CPA, so as far as tax write-offs, if you have any questions, contact an accountant or a CPA. But it's just simply a program, and it goes over everything, the appreciation, compounding for 3% per year, then it breaks down the rental, and it did make some assumptions right here. Taxes and insurance were consistent, home values compounded yearly, investment returns compounded yearly, rental increases yearly, closing costs based on the home's value at the time of transaction, and the mortgage interest compounding monthly. So those are all in here, and as you could see, $334,000 over a 15-year time period. Now, I don't know about you. I don't know very many people that would buy a $190,000 home in a 15-year time period, be able to save up $334,000 cash. That's the difference. That's the power of buying a home. And this is, again, why over 80% of all the wealth in the United States is in home ownership. Now, you can even double down on this, which I've done, double, triple, quadruple down, and have bought rental properties, and it's even more dramatic, and have your tenants pay the mortgage for you. So that's always a great way to go as well. Okay, so I hope this proved valuable to you. I hope you could really see the power of buying a home versus renting a home. $334,000 over 15 years, and that's just 15 years. If you're in your 20s and 30s, you're going to own a home much longer than 15 years. So keep that in mind. And if you start doubling down and buying a rental property or a few rental properties, it's going to be even better for you. I hope this helps. If you have any questions at all, don't hesitate to reach out to me. Let me know. Leave a comment below. I wish you the best of luck. Hopefully you'll watch other of my YouTube videos. Have a wonderful day.